Hey guys, Eric with Blue Line Fishing. Welcome back to the channel. Your time's important to me as always. And what we're going to do in today's time is another Wednesday review. This time we're going to be talking about sunglasses. All different shapes and sizes and types, from cheap to expensive, and what you might want to pick up for this coming season. Stick with me. I think you're going to enjoy it. Okay, let's jump into this. And the first thing I'll tell you about sunglasses is, at least my opinion, I'm looking for three things when I pick up a pair of sunglasses for fishing or fishing application. First and foremost, I'm looking for comfort, because if you're going to keep a set of sunglasses on your head all day, they've got to be comfortable. They can't be rubbing the back of your head and your ear right here around the earpiece and agitating that. They'll get uncomfortable. Or if they're too heavy, slipping down the bridge of your nose. And they've got to have that good fit. So that's the first thing I'm looking for, is the comfort level in a pair of sunglasses. Second thing I'm looking for is that UV protection, and obviously they're going to be polarized. You guys know they help you identify structure in the water, fish. They've got to have that polarized coating to be able to cut through that glare on the water. So that's the second thing I'm looking for. The third thing I'm looking for is durability. How well do they hold up? I mean, I don't want a pair of sunglasses that's going to last me half a season. I'd like to get a few seasons out of them at least, if not more. And that's the third thing that I'm looking for. So those three things in mind, let's get to checking out these different brands of sunglasses. So first, we'll start with the most expensive, that at least that I own. This is a pair of Costa Del Mar, or Costas. It's the Zane sunglasses, and they're in the blue mirror. And one thing I do really like about them, if you see up close here, you can see these ports that are in there. I always wear a buff or a mask, and when that's up on my face, up to here, I don't want my sunglasses fogging up. And the porting that's in the side of these sunglasses do help quite a bit to keep keep these glasses from fogging up. I've had this particular pair here about 4 years. Prior to that, I had another pair of Zanes. I had the earpiece on it start tearing a little bit after about 4 or 5 years of use on that pair. Customer service is a big deal. I called Costa and they to see if they would repair it, and they just didn't repair it. They actually sent me a brand new pair out at no charge. So that was a good deal on that. Costa, really good customer service on those. And as far as on the water performance goes, these have been fantastic. I mean, they are pricey. I finally bit the bullet and got a pair, because these were around $170, $180 is what they run. But they have been worth the money. But we'll go ahead and check out some cheap sunglasses too. So next up, we'll go with a cheaper pair of sunglasses here. This is a pair of Calcuttas. This is the Calcutta Rock Pile. I've had this pair of sunglasses here, this particular pair, for probably about 3 years. And over the years, I've been through probably about 4 pairs of these. And I've been wearing them for the better part of 12 or 13 years, off and on. These run about 22 bucks or so. And you might ask, well, why would you keep buying, the same pair if they're failing? Because the only bad thing about these, the knock on these, is the earpiece is a thinner piece of plastic. I'll show you right up in here. And it has a tendency, if I'm taking them, got them on, I'm flipping them up on my head, and I got a big melon or up on my hat, that it tends to stretch them out a little bit, and after a while these earpieces fail. But I'm going to tell you guys, for a cheap pair of sunglasses, these have been fantastic. 22 bucks or so, you can't beat them. The clarity in these, and they're a polycarbonate lens on these, and have been fantastic. They have really performed well on the water for cutting that glare, and obviously helping me see structure, helping me see fish and things like that. But for a cheap pair of sunglasses, these Calcuttas, I would highly recommend taking a look at. And I'll leave a product link down in the description too. I don't have any affiliation with any of these sunglass companies, but these are ones I think that are worth checking out. Calcutta Rock Piles. Next up, another set of Calcuttas. These right here have a wider earpiece on it than the Rock Piles I was showing you, and I don't know the model on these. Had these for a number of years too. I like these, but they don't fit on my face as well, because like I said, I've got a big head, and it kind of doesn't cover the bottom of my eye, so it lets some of that glare bouncing up off the water get in there. But these have held up really well, and these also are sunglasses that are under $25. Okay, next set of sunglasses up are these. Pick these up at Walmart. And these are a set of Renegades for about 16 bucks. Just picked them up on a whim, really. And they're the Renegade Pros, and they're the FSs, or the Fletcher Chirac, who's a Major League Fishing pro. His brand, I guess you could say. But anyway, like I say, pick these up on a whim. These have been, especially for a cheap pair of sunglasses under 20 bucks, fantastic. They're a polycarbonate lens, just like all the others. But these are ones that I really like wearing on a cloudy day. The ones with the blue mirror that I've shown you, the Calcuttas, the Costas, I like wearing that blue mirror on a bright bluebird day, real sunny skies. That's my sunglass of choice for those type of conditions. But when it's overcast and such, I really like these because they have kind of a, we'll see if you can see it here, but right through here you can see it's got kind of an amber hue to it. And anything with that amber hue, I really like that on a cloudy day. See if we can get a little closer view right there of it. So you can see that amber view that it has. Hopefully that shows up on film. They're pretty decent. But this is one that I highly recommend, like I say, on a cloudy day. And if you're looking for a cheap pair of sunglasses, kind of like the Calcuttas that I showed you, these Renegades have been fantastic. And I've had these for probably, gosh, I'm wanting to say 4 or 5 years. I've really kind of beat the tar out of them, and they've held up without getting scratches, things like that, and nicks and dings. They've been a really good pair of sunglasses. Next up is a pair of sunglasses that actually won at a silent auction. They had a bunch of fishing gear, and they had a bunch of Vicious Fishing gear. This is Vicious Fishing sunglasses here. I do not know the model on these, and they're the blade style with the rimless bottoms on them. I've looked them up and seen pairs similar to this that were well over $100. I didn't pay anything close to that because I got a kind of a package deal that had a bunch of other Vicious Fishing line and some lures and these sunglasses and a hard case in there. But these are ones, also a polycarbonate lens. I'm a big fan of polycarbonate lenses just because they're lighter. Like the Costas that I showed you here. These Costas are a 580p lens. What the P stands for is polycarbonate. So a plastic lens rather than a 580G, which the G stands for glass. And the thing I don't care for in the glass, yes, it is very durable. It's more scratch resistant than a lot of the other lenses. But the thing about that glass is it's heavy. It's hard to keep on your nose. They want to slide down when you start, especially when it's real hot out and you're sweating and such. They'll slide down on the nose right there, and they even up here when you start sweating and your hair gets wet. The temple, I'm sorry, not the temple, but the earpiece will want to start sliding down, and that's why I prefer the polycarbonate. As far as these go, these don't fit on my face as well, and like I say, I got them at an auction. I really wasn't looking for these. I was looking for the other gear that was there. But if you have a smaller frame face, these fit really well. They've held up really well as far as you can see there's not any really scratches or blemishes on them or anything like that, but they've been a pretty decent pair of sunglasses as well. So I guess the big question is, and it's always been a popular debate, cheap sunglasses versus expensive sunglasses. I mean, you got the price range from like, $10 for a pair up to now you can spend $350, $400 on a pair. Do you need those? And I've been at both ends of the spectrum as far as not the $300 and the $400, but I've wore the $200, $250 sunglasses versus the $10 ones. Do you need an expensive pair of sunglasses for fishing? No, absolutely not. Polarization is the really the only thing you need out of a pair of sunglasses. But I'll tell you this, I've wore both those Calcutta rock piles and those Costa Zanes for years. I mean, both of them together going on close to 10 years. And as far as the on-the-water performance goes, I don't see a noticeable difference. I mean, if it were, splitting hairs, if you just want to own a pair of Costas, they're great sunglasses. I'm not knocking them. I love mine. But at the same time, those Calcuttas are the best pair of cheap sunglasses I've ever found. So, spending $22 or so versus spending close to $200, if it were up to me, I would probably have 2 or 3 pair of the Calcuttas. I mean, that's just an honest opinion, I think, where you don't need to go out there and spend a ton of money on sunglasses. Once again, as long as it's got those 3 things we talked about at the beginning to look for in a pair of sunglasses. Comfort level, UV protection, and durability. And I think both of those sunglasses I just mentioned, the Calcuttas and the Costas have those, but the Calcuttas have it at a fraction of the cost of any of the other more expensive sunglasses. So that's kind of my pick of the litter when it comes to sunglasses. I really, really like them. Once again, no affiliation with them. I'm just trying to give you guys an honest opinion of what I think works, and I think I'd be within most guys' budget too. Well, I hope you got something out of the video today. If you did, please consider subscribing to the channel. Don't forget we do these Wednesday reviews the first and third Wednesday of every month. And I'll also leave some product links down in the description, as long as some discount codes for you guys to use. Once again, thanks so much for checking out the video. I really appreciate your time. And remember, get out there and fish.